When they signed Caitlin Clark to an 8-year, $28 million endorsement deal, Nike struck gold. So why in the world are they ignoring her? They have committed the worst error of their lives, and her actions have put them in jeopardy. Caitlin really wants to play basketball as much as she can. She is also engaged in this political accord, engrossed in this racial debate, and communicating with Nike, the firm that awarded her a low-cost contract. Wilson declined to make a single Caitlin Clark advertising and will not release a Caitlin Clark sneaker since Nike has decided to quit up, assuring her that they will wait to promote her until after they have completed promoting Asia. Since 2021, Nike's worth has decreased by more than $100 billion. Due to the grave conditions, their CEO was forced to depart, and many people urged that he be dismissed. Are sports getting less popular? What is the present situation of Nike's business? And how does it relate to Caitlin Clark? It was announced at the start of this year's WNBA season that Caitlin Clark had inked a $28 million endorsement agreement. The deal lasted for 8 years and included a signature sneaker, which wasn't particularly outstanding, but was a fair price for a generational snack, given that they might have just signed one of the major players of the next 20 years. Although nothing significant occurred at the moment, everyone else thinks Nike has tea. Since she signed this contract, Nike hasn't done anything to promote her. We have not seen any adverts. No Caitlin Clark merchandise has been spotted, and we haven't seen any of her signature footwear. But there have been some encouraging developments. One of the few generational talents that can produce. LeBron James has signed billions of dollars, and Nike has just given up a lot right now, you guys. WNBA season has come and gone. When Caitlin Clark went viral in college, she had already signed a non-binding contract with Nike, making her the most well-known collegiate player in the nation. She was twice as popular as Angel, who finished second and 4 times more popular than the most popular male player, Caitlin Rose. Several shoe manufacturers courted her after she became a professional, and she would promote the Curry brand as the face of Under Armour or Adidas. Nike has no plan of making a sneaker for her, so why not? There hasn't been an update on her signature sneaker yet, and this one is insane. Everyone was hoping for one. The most surprising part of this is that, as you may remember, Caitlin Clark was featured in Nike commercials when she was an Iowa basketball player and smashed state records for both men and women. Nike then constructed a huge billboard with the words, "You own it if you break it." This has now occurred in Iowa as well. However, they have since released new materials and advertisements after taking home yet another MVP award. According to this 2-year schedule, Clark's sneaker might be available in stores in 2026 or 2027, but Issa Wilson shared an incredible truth regarding Caitlin Wilson, whose sneaker is projected to be released in the spring 2025, after development started in 2023. Why is the 2027 in any case? There are things going on at Nike behind the scenes this year, and their stock has decreased by roughly 20%. Nike contends that it's a lengthy process that necessitates cooperation between Clark and Nike staff, including manufacturing millions of pairs and conducting an advertising campaign. So why are they acting so distantly? I am aware that many factors went into their hiring, firing decisions, but each one seems so minor and trivial in comparison to the treasure trove that is Caitlin Clark. Even while I know they're attributing some of it to politics, I believe that Caitlin Clark's lack of exposure, endorsements, advertisements, merchandise, and other things she should have earned during her rookie season has more to do with politics. After all, 20 years ago, Nike recognized the chance to produce LeBron Clark footwear and proceeded rapidly. This man was vital, but there's a reason they can't do the same for Caitlin Clark. And it turns out that there hasn't been a Nike commercial featuring Clark as a professional, even though it wasn't precisely imposed on the public. Given that some people think that Caitlin Clark's 4 years as the biggest sports figure in the world have propelled these television statistics. In 2003, both Adidas and Nike sought to sign LeBron James, and the Reebok, a trademark sneaker, was at the top of their lists. But Nike started producing his sneakers before he signed because they wanted the tale to stay under wraps. So they came up with a code name Inside LeBron that was spelled backwards. Zoom Noble. Nike is lying if that's how they defend it. It was obvious that they had chosen a Zoom generation. And when LeBron was still in high school, They started making sneakers for him without his knowledge, with the goal of totally overpowering it. This worked when he made his NBA debut, even though he set records and wore Kobe's sneakers. However, even though the plan had long put Caitlin on the longest contract ever, Nike chose to overlook her because they're focused on someone else, which is why she hasn't appeared in a Nike commercial yet. In summary, Benny and Nike investigated the marketing potential of a generation and are using it to push out molded products. Why is this occurring, and where's the money? Respectable writer with strong connections. According to Ethan Strauss, it is established that Ozza Wilson and Nike athlete, the WNBA, is involved. Wilson's odd behavior, however, is connected to the company's culture, which places more emphasis on minimizing noise than making the kind of noise that Nike desires. In fact, after Caitlin Clark agreed to a $28 million deal with Nike, the following headline came in a reputable publication suggesting that Caitlin Clark will be receiving her own shoe, which is the reason for the agitation.